Guys, I want you to understand something very clearly. You will never find out your true capability or potential if you do the same fucking thing every fucking day. And so you have to understand that when you live in a cyclical cycle of never breaking free from your cage, well, you will go your entire fucking timeline, your lifespan, without ever uncovering what is truly within you. So most of you guys, you suppress yourself. You don't want to be yourself. You may be different. Others may perceive you a certain way because they haven't found themselves in themselves. And so you have to understand that you do only live once. And so most of you guys can't fathom the fact that, what you do every fucking day, this cyclical cycle, this figment of your reality, of this marginal fraction of what you could have been. I mean, you guys, you entrap yourself in a mental prison. And then you have to come to the conclusion that you will never break free unless you truly look in the mirror and confront yourself. And so most people don't want to confront themselves because now they have to confront everything they neglect, which may be too much for some individuals. But until you actually go through and to sit there and to actually face the fact that you've been falsified, you've been moving through existence in a state of mirage, you're in an oasis of a desert land, and there you go, thinking that this one thing is the water that will quench your thirst. This is why you'll forever remain thirsty. Because you're not becoming the water, you're always seeking it from someone else, like a parasite, seeking from something to extract from. And so, it's very fucking simple. If you're gonna continue to live in this fucking box, well, you're gonna be a box brain ass bitch. Then your life is gonna reflect it. So the results that you don't possess, the things you don't acquire in your life, it's all a reflection of the inadequacy and the incompetence of the individual who can't seek or seek to attain those things because they're too fucking stupid. And so you have to understand that your lack of intelligence is going to reflect the degree of experience of which you don't have because you're too fucking stupid to actually go out into the world and to acquire what the fuck you want out of life. And so it's harder to reduce what you want out of life than to actually step up and to go out into the world and acquire what the fuck you want. It's harder to live a life in reduction than to expand yourself to the point of acquiring what you truly want, which is every goal you undermine when you see in someone else, which is everything you saw in the individual who pulled up with the nice body or the nice Ferrari, and you instantly shook your head and you denounced what the fuck you were too weak to attain. And instead of looking up and saying, you know what, I see myself in that individual, I see something I recognize, which is the potential within myself that I need to uncover. And until then, if I don't recognize that this potential is within me, I will live a life never actually recognizing any of my potential. And so when you don't recognize your potential, well, you will become this disgusting, hideous creature existing within a shell called the human body. And you'll never actually see what you really are because you will bombard yourself with illusion to hide the fact that when you look in the mirror, you're not even proud of what the fuck you see. And so most of you guys, you lack the comprehension to actually allow the message to pierce your soul. I mean, you guys exist in a state of vanity. You're too comfortable to look in a fucking mirror and confront the fact you're a fucking bitch. Too much of a bitch to just simply recognize the fact you're going to die a bitch because you're not doing anything to change. And you're just existing in this perpetuated state of seeking validation from others because you know you're invalid. And so the realest of the real don't need others to validate them because they validate them fucking selves through the way they conduct themselves and through the results they acquire. And so the people who are the least valid will always need someone to whisper in their ear that they're valid just so they can patch the hole with a fucking bandage. But guess what? Pussy. The bleeding is internal. And so you can't patch a fucking wound if you're bleeding in the inside. So most of you guys go your entire lifetime wounded without the fucking cognition to actually process why the fuck you act the way you act. You guys are so unaware to the fact you're fucking stupid. You're too stupid to recognize the fact you're stupid to get smart. And so the stupid to the stupidest believe they're the smartest to the smart because they actually lack the fucking cognition. They actually lack the human cognition to come to the self-recognition that they're just fucking stupid. And so until you truly confront yourself, until you actually look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm tired of being this shell. What potential could I reach for within myself? What could I do to upgrade myself? What can I do to expand in higher levels of existence? And you have to understand, you are life. You are not in life. You are not separate. And so the more separate you are, the more you'll deceive yourself out of the fact you're a fucking bitch. The more you'll need validation to mirage the fact you're a fucking bitch. And the more you'll go through life failing and floundering, blaming everything but the individual in the mirror for the incompetence and the lack of actual factual intelligence to apply to life and to actually get the results you want, to actually acquire the things you want, and to actually go through life with authentic, auspicious, best interest motives instead of this shadow delusion of which most of you exist in, called pandemonium. Here you go again, and you deliberately try to sabotage yourself and others out of anything good, because you are the abyss. You're not in the abyss, you are the abyss, and you're throwing shade. And so the best thing to recognize is look in the mirror and realize that the potential is there, but you will never find it because you're just a fucking retard. So understand that if you want to find your potential, recognize the fact you're a fucking retard and drop the fucking fake ass smile. When you stop forcing your smile, look in the mirror and see what the fuck is reflecting back at you. You'll see how still your face really is. How fucking simple. Peace.